Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the managing director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. Yeah, there's been a lot of talk recently about tests, just tests everywhere. And we see it a lot dealing with immigration and dealing with trying to get people into Thailand or helping people get back to the United States in certain circumstances, and just testing everywhere. And I really am it's starting to beg the question for me, is this really necessary at this point? I mean, there's all kinds of protocol associated with U.S. immigration. We've reviewed that on this channel in other videos. You know, there's all kinds seem to be popping up every day like mushrooms. You know, these protocols associated with testing here in Thailand, and it just to me, why? You know, it's my understanding from the data we're seeing from abroad. And I'm not going to go too deep into this here, but you know that yes, this thing is more transmissible now. This current iteration, but it's not more deadly. In fact, it's far less deadly, it seems. And we quoted in a prior video from Dr. Manoon, who's a respiratory specialist, a pulmonary specialist, a doctor. You know, he was basically saying the pandemic will come to an end as a result of this thing spreading and essentially everybody gaining immunity to it, and we all just move on. But it seems like all of this, you know, interference in our day-to-day lives is just getting worse and worse. And it seems like things are out of sync. It seems like it's time to start really seriously reassessing this stuff and saying, hey, it's time to move on from this rather than ratcheting it up. It makes no sense to me. And the more I'm reading about this stuff, both in Thailand and internationally, I'm not just picking on Thailand here, or the US for that matter, but it just seems like, you know, people are just going crazy and getting hysterical and getting even more draconian and dystopian over something that's even less and less of a threat than it ever was. And it begs the question whether we would have done any of this back in March of 2020 if these circumstances, if we knew what this thing was and this is what it looked like, would we do this? You know, I would posit probably not. In fact, I think, no, we wouldn't have. But here we are. So hopefully cooler heads will prevail and the rule of reason will apply and we'll get on with our lives.